LeBron James just made basketball headlines for speaking out against the Dallas Cowboys. The 37-year-old has decided to withdraw his support due to their stance against kneeling during the national anthem. Yeesh, the big man is out for blood. If you're interested in finding out more about what's going on, be sure to stick around to the end of the video. Let's get right into it. First up, James takes a stand against the Dallas Cowboys. LeBron James is one of the greatest athletes ever to set foot in a sports franchise. He's widely regarded as one of the best athletes in all sports. It was not long ago, back in the lockdown days, when he was considering signing for the Dallas Cowboys to play for them for a season. That said, the situation is very different now. Since that time, a lot of developments have taken place, and LeBron James isn't exactly having it with the Cowboys anymore. See, athletes had begun a sort of movement to kneel during the national anthem to fight racism. However, this gesture has proven to be more controversial than it was originally thought to be, and so the Dallas Cowboys decided to state a warning to their players, telling them that whoever decided to take a knee before the start of their games would not be playing with the franchise for long. It was a strong condemnation of what people believe was a just cause, so the outrage against the Cowboys statement is kind of justified. The most prominent to step up against the Cowboys was LeBron James. Next up, what did LeBron say? LeBron was smitten by the management statement about the whole situation and withdrew his support for the club in retaliation. Now you have to understand that if it was just another fan, this probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But this was LeBron James. He's kinda a big deal in case you haven't already noticed. So when James had something to say, the world listened. He talked about how he was offended at how the organization condemned a move that was so significant for protesting in the favor of the Black Lives Matter movement, and it was because of that he no longer supported the Dallas Cowboys. It's understandable how he'd feel that way. Everyone should, if we're being honest. All humans deserve to be treated with respect and consideration. However, there may be a point of view from the management's side that is worth taking a look at as well, though we'll get into that later. The main thing to consider here is the fact that James, who's always been a supporter of the franchise, is no longer a fan, though he did say that he's still good friends with many of the players, including athletes like C.D. Lamb, Micah Parsons, and so on. Besides, it'll be interesting to see how the organization reacts to the backlash that it's receiving for his controversial statement. From what we can tell right now, things are not looking good for the PR department. Coming up, what's the other side of the story? Look, there's no denying the fact that the whole kneeling gesture in itself might not have started with the intentions of it getting so controversial, but it ended up that way. Everybody has varying opinions on whether it's okay or not. When we say everyone, we mean everyone, ranging from the common man to senators and ministers. So it's understandable that the Cowboys franchise might not be looking to gain that sort of attention for their franchise, considering that in today's world, that sort of thing can go either way good or way bad. Considering the Cowboys are a big franchise, essentially a corporation, you can guess how people usually react to that sort of thing. If you look at the whole situation from that perspective, then we guess it's understandable that they wouldn't want their players to paint their franchise in that light. That said, the way that they went about the whole situation, threatening to fire their employees, that's not an okay thing to do. And this is why. Regardless of whatever statement they pull out next, the general public is expected to side with LeBron James for this one. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, but things are not in the Cowboys' favor right now. Perhaps they can revise the approach they take with the players regarding this whole scenario. We don't know what'll happen, so we're just gonna have to wait to find out. Finally, what does this all mean? All things considered, the situation does seem a little tense. When a superstar of LeBron James' caliber calls you out, you know you did something wrong somewhere. The big question is whether they can recover from all the hate mail they're about to start receiving because of it all. It'll be fascinating to say the least. LeBron isn't asking people to sanction the franchise or to spew hate, but he is condemning their actions. Fans tend to follow the extremes, so there's no real way of telling what kind of backlash the Cowboys are about to receive. Frankly, we believe the management could have done a better job of handling the situation as opposed to how they actually went through with it. The whole process of kneeling definitely did help raise awareness. Athletes and other influential figures who followed the practice as well helped raise some eyebrows on the issue at hand, and that's why we believe that the idea itself was actually pretty awesome and was quite successful in being able to accomplish what it had initially set out to do. We just hope that the situation happening right now gets resolved soon, because who wouldn't love to see LeBron run down a football field scoring touchdowns? It's important to mention that LeBron didn't part ways with the franchise as a whole. Though he condemns the way the management acted, he came out and said that he was still tight with a bunch of athletes playing for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, let's explore the kneeling movement for a bit. First up, how it all began. Soon after the unfortunate murder of George Floyd at the hands of a racist police officer, protests were underway and people were cooking up all manner of ways to ensure that awareness on racism could be spread as much as possible. And so the whole kneeling during the national anthem thing started. Pro athletes did it, and it made it mainstream. An example is the English football team during the World Cup qualifiers. More specifically, during their match against Hungary, they took a knee during the national anthem, and their coach informed the press that they would continue to do so throughout the tournament. They did get some backlash from Home Secretary Priti Patel, who told them not to participate in such political gestures. As with every other such move, this one also became pretty controversial pretty quickly. family, and the gesture, whenever it's performed, has been a hot topic for the public. Some people applaud it, while others are against it, saying that it's an unusual piece of propaganda. And again, a lot of others beg to differ. Next up, should athletes be doing this? There's no doubt that athletes have had a huge impact on spreading awareness about racism. They've helped the cause quite a bit and have played a huge role in helping advance the cause, and many people applaud them for their efforts. Sure, there are some who don't agree with their actions and condemn kneeling before matches, though the overall response has been positive and without a doubt helpful to the cause. Personally, we don't hold an opinion on whether the athletes should carry out this activity. To each their own in our opinion, though in recent times the move has become more political than one would like, with senators and ministers alike chiming in with their opinions. As we stated above, Minister Patel didn't approve of the English football team during the anthem and wasn't the happiest camper when it came to addressing this movement. There's no denying that athletes with their influence have managed to help the movement move forward and gain more traction than ever before. We think it's nice that they're using their platform to help spread awareness and ensure a positive outcome comes out of it. Finally, did it have any impact? The movement has been bolstered quite a bit, so yes, we do believe that influential figures such as athletes have had a huge impact on helping the movement gain momentum and grow in size and awareness. A lot of athletes strongly believe in the cause, and this really allows the BLM movement to flourish. We believe that athletes will continue to support the movement. It does seem like quite a noble venture. It'll be interesting to see how the movement fares in later years. As of now, it's doing wonders to help minorities get noticed. African Americans are getting the respect they need, and this has been a long time coming. It's a step in the right direction, and we couldn't be happier about it. We're glad these athletes are taking the initiative and helping create a positive change in our society. And that's a wrap for this video. Do you think LeBron and the Cowboys can patch things up anytime soon? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.